Hello, Bloomington. I'm Mayor Tim Bussey, and this is the Council Minute for the week of June 13th. At our meeting on Monday night, Police Chief Booker T. Hodges provided the Council with a mid-year update on public safety in Bloomington. The Chief shared the good news that, for the most part, crime is on the decrease in Bloomington. He shared the uniform crime reporting data from 2021 and the current numbers from 2022. And if current trends continue and we project those numbers out for the entire year, the uniform crime reporting data rate will be lower in 2022 than in 2021. The Chief shared a graph of what the Bloomington Police Department refers to as priority crimes. These are the most significant and violent crimes like homicide, rape, aggravated assault, vehicle theft, robbery, and burglary. In each of those crimes, the numbers for 2022 are trending lower than the numbers from 2021, in some cases very dramatically. Now, the people of Bloomington still do call the police for a variety of things, even beyond crimes. But again, the trends show that the projected number for overall calls for service in 2022 will be less than 2021. All of that is very good news. One area where the numbers are up is traffic stops and citations, and that's kind of a bad news, good news kind of thing. It's bad news because traffic stops are up. The good news is that the Chief believes the increase is due to the very proactive policing done by officers, their increased visibility in the city, and their efforts to slow people down. There is another area where Bloomington will see an increase over last year's numbers, and there's no good news part of this one, and that's in the area of catalytic converter thefts. Already this year, the number of catalytic converter thefts in Bloomington is at about 2/3 of the number recorded in 2021. So we're well on pace to exceed last year's number of 282 thefts. It's an area of concern, and frankly, it's one that's difficult to combat. The Chief reported that for someone who is proficient at stealing catalytic converters, it can take only 1 minute. 1 minute for a thief to get under a vehicle, cut off the catalytic converter, and be gone. And unfortunately, it's a profitable business model. We don't have any scrapyards here in Bloomington, but when someone steals a catalytic converter, it's easy to go to a scrapyard and get money for it. Bloomington Police have partnered with Bobby and Steve's on a program to stamp catalytic converters and make them more identifiable and harder to sell at scrapyards. And city staff is working on a Bloomington ordinance to address this issue. But we all agreed that the bottom line is that this issue needs to be addressed at the state level. Two other areas of concern that I want to mention. First, the number of calls that Bloomington Police are responding to related to crisis intervention or mental health issues is trending at about the same level as last year. Brain health continues to be a huge issue, not only in our community, but throughout society at large. And second is the prevalence of guns. Bloomington Police are on pace to confiscate fewer firearms in 2022 than in 2021, but our Bloomington police officers continue to have far too many dangerous interactions with people who are carrying firearms. The Chief shared a couple of harrowing examples where officers did an outstanding job of taking armed suspects into custody while avoiding a tragedy. Specifically within the department, the Chief reported that the BPD is 16 officers short of their full authorized staffing level, and this is due to medical leave and other circumstances. But he also reported that they're in the process of interviewing applicants, and the crop of candidates is very strong. And about 70% of those candidates are women or people of color, so this incoming group will help the department better reflect the community it serves. And I've talked before about the staffing challenges in the Public Safety Dispatch Center. There are 8 vacancies in the dispatch center right now, but 5 very good candidates are in the hiring pipeline to fill a portion of those openings. And finally, the Chief highlighted a few of the department's summer initiatives. Bloomington Police will be partnering and coordinating with neighboring jurisdictions regarding summer crime prevention strategies. They will continue to focus on traffic enforcement this summer, including the Lights On program. Under this national program, when officers pull someone over for an equipment violation like having a burnt-out taillight or a headlight, instead of giving that person a ticket, officers can give them a coupon to get the vehicle repaired. The Special Investigations Unit will be doing targeted operations. The Chief gave the great example of the work the officers are doing on the Blue Line light rail transit line. Officers recently spent time on the train where it runs in Bloomington. They're not riding into Minneapolis, and they made 5 arrests for a variety of offenses. And of course, Bloomington Police will be out and about in the community all summer. Look for details regarding Cops and Cones, Coffee with the Cops, and do not forget to sign up for National Night Out. And finally today, a couple of finance-related items. On Monday, Jim Eichten of the firm MMKR, the city's financial auditor, presented the results of their audit of the city's year-end financial position and the results of financial operations for calendar year 2021. To the surprise of no one, once again this year, our auditor issued a clean opinion on city financial statements. There were two minor findings reported that were the result of some staffing and systems issues, but the audit stressed that they were indeed minor. And Mr. Eichten reported that the city is in sound financial condition. These external audits and other required financial reporting are no small task for a city the size of Bloomington. It's detailed, complex work, and the city of Bloomington is blessed to have an outstanding finance staff working to ensure that everything is exactly as it should be. And that's been the case for half a century. Once again this year, the City of Bloomington received the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting for the Comprehensive Annual Financial Report. The award was presented by the Government Finance Officers Association. It's an international organization that sets the professional standards and best practices for government accounting and reporting. This is the 50th straight year that Bloomington has received this award. 50 straight years, longer than any other Minnesota city. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting, and receiving this award represents a significant accomplishment by any city. Our communications team put together a wonderful video highlighting the work of our finance team. Please take a look.
So we were so excited to hear earlier this spring that the City of Bloomington received the 50th award, the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting from the GFOA.
Yeah, so the Certificate of Achievement is really one of our flagship programs at the Government Finance Officers Association. It's one of our oldest award programs.
I tell you, we have less than 5 governments across the U.S. and Canada that have received that award as many times as your government has.
And you know, accounting isn't always real exciting, so I thought wearing the little crowns would bring a little levity to putting the financial statement together.
If your finances aren't managed well and your elected officials can't understand them, then cities can't be successful over the long run. And so the annual comprehensive financial report is a key piece of that because it shows that that government has had an external audit and it's met some very rigorous accounting standards so that citizens can be assured when they read that report that it is accurate.
The audit report is an accumulation of all the activities and transactions and things that the city does on an annual basis for every department. It accounts for all the activities under the umbrella of the new mission statement to cultivate an enduring and remarkable community where people want to be.
The reporting that the city has done included not only the financial report, but added in the award for the budget and for the popular report, all for those same reasons. And so to keep all 3 of those, and the GFOA actually refers to those as the Triple Crown, is also a huge accomplishment.
The city has been producing annual reports probably since the beginning of their existence. They were fairly small at one time. This is the first report that we have here that received an award, and this had 104 pages. This is the last report that we did, the one that gave us our 50-year award milestone. And this report is 237 pages.
You know, when they started this back 50 years ago, whoever was here really cared about governmental accounting and that we needed to be held to a higher standard. And for 50 years we've been holding that standard, and that's something to be proud of. It's not just finance staff. We get information from virtually every division, department within the city. Nobody gets paid without finance, and they audit all the payroll, all the vendor checks that go out.
This is a lot of data presented exactly how we're required to present.
I want to extend my sincere congratulations to the City of Bloomington, not just for receiving the award, but receiving it for the 50th consecutive time. That demonstrates the city's long-term commitment to excellence in financial reporting.
It was a way to make sure that our reporting of how we use the tax dollars was transparent, it was well communicated and comprehensive so that the citizens would have confidence in the way we spent tax dollars. In addition, we wanted a nice document for investors and for the rating agencies to get a good handle on how the finances are.
Certainly you want to give credit to the leadership, the finance department, and the supporting operations as well. However, it also has to be embraced by our elected officials that they understand the importance of this.
When I think of Bloomington and 50 years of gaining this award, I think of their expertise in government finance and how they participate in different committees, boards, both statewide and nationally, to help us all. And through collaboration with Bloomington and other cities, we just all become better.
So really kudos to the city of Bloomington. To meet these high standards for 50 years in a row is really unique in local government finance.
You guys are to be applauded. You're representing a high standard for other governments to follow as well. And I am just so just in awe with the excellent work that goes on in that community. So congratulations, so well done.
Congratulations to the city of Bloomington on 50 years. This is an amazing milestone, and keep up the great work.
I am very delighted to be part of this video and to congratulate the city, the financial staff, the entire city on this major accomplishment of 50 years of receiving this award.
I would like to thank the mayor, the city council, and the city manager for their strong leadership and guidance. I would especially like to thank my staff for all the work that they've done over the last few years to move to a remote audit strategy. And I want to thank them individually for all the work that they do to make us a great department. I have a wonderful team, and I'm very grateful for all the work they do.
It's just a very good standard. It's something that us employees should be proud of, and the community and the city council, and I think we are.
I guess I'd just like to say that I'm really proud to be part of a city, an organization that works really hard to make sure that we give transparent, good data to all of our stakeholders, the residents, the people who want to purchase our bonds, other cities. We feel that this is important, and I feel this is important. It just gives me a sense of pride.
Congratulations to the Bloomington Finance Department for 50 years of outstanding work. That will do it for this week's Council Minute. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, stay safe, Bloomington.